Welcome to Brown's Rod and Custom, your home for street rods, muscle cars, and Volkswagen content. This is my dad, Big Ron. He's our body man and fabricator. This is my beautiful wife, Megan, our editor-in-chief and supporter. And this is me, Adam, the designer and mechanic for our projects. If you find our videos helpful, like and subscribe for more content. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Brown's Rod and Custom. Happy Friday. It's October 10th. It's 9:30 in the morning. Oh, yeah. It's been a morning. I've been working on the Mini Cooper. Let's start there. Let me show you this. So I've been working on my daughter-in-law's Mini Cooper here. Trying to put a valve cover on it. This is the new one. Found that there was a bunch of issues with the actual gasket. It was leaking here. That is a problem. So, great, right? Got to the point where I was putting everything back on this valve cover to then reassemble into here to re-put it on. I had this one off, and the timing chain guide plastic piece is broken right here and is down in there in the engine bay, in between all the shit, and I can't get it out. So looks like I'm putting a timing chain in this with timing chain guides and maybe an oil pump, so that's exciting. So now we're at a point where I don't want to be, quite frankly. Not the end of the world. I've never put a timing chain in a Mini. They suck to begin with, but yeah, note to yourself, guys, and I mean this, I sound like an asshole when I say it, but just really, don't buy this. This engine, it's an N18, it's a 1.6 N18 turbo engine, is garbage. This valve cover is a serviceable item at 75,000 miles. It's a nightmare to take off, okay? The timing chain kit, that valve cover was 127 bucks, but if you go to Mini, it's $885. No joke for that right there. For this. Right? I mean, how crazy is that? Absolutely crazy. And the reason it's a serviceable item is what's in here. This is your PCV valve. It goes bad constantly. There's valves in here that, so you got a blow-by hose that comes out of here. It's just shit. So this goes actually bad, and then you got to change the whole valve cover. So, also, timing chains every 75,000. That's what I'm hearing. So, what I'm reading, that's not fun. So, you know, it's just a lot of really big serviceable items on a car that's not going to hold its value for anything. You know, you can buy this car for $5,000-$6,000. You know, with 100,000 miles on it. What you don't realize is most cars, you think 100,000 miles, that's not too terrible. Well, unless you got to replace half the parts on the engine. So anyway, that debacle. Now we're doing a timing chain and guides and $500 worth of parts on this damn thing. So plus. See if the oil pump's shot or not, if it's got stuff in it. I don't even know. We're just going to have to figure it out. So we'll have to pull the oil pan, pull this tire, jack it up. Get in there. There's a cover on the side of the engine. We got to take that off to get in there just to see what we're getting into. So there's that. Then there's this guy working on a Ford Fusion titanium. The only thing I'm doing here is sway bar end links. So basically these. The boots are torn. I'm just gonna pop this off here, and I got a new set of end links already, so I'll throw them on for him. And it's my brother-in-law's, and what we'll do then is the tires, we've already taken them off. Rims and tires are at the tire shop getting new tires put on for the front. They were pretty much shot, and yeah, so we got this going on top of, you know, a number of other things. So there's that. Morning, Tony. So the big news of the day, what we're trying to get to, is right here. So this frame is pretty much ready for the Bauer surface conditioning tool and to be taken down to bare metal. We got everything we need to do that. It's right here. Problem we have is there's a bunch of other things in the way that are just a nightmare. So, and they're in the damn way to getting this out of here. So, got a lot of stuff to do. It's gonna be fun, but hopefully by this afternoon, I'm doing the frame live. You guys can watch me do that, hopefully. Time and chain's just gonna have to wait. I might drain the oil and pull the pan today, maybe. But for now, I'm really focused on the Fusion. Get that done. Get it out of here, drop it back off to the guy who lives a couple streets over. And that way he's good to go, and then we'll deal with this. But I need to get this moved so I can get that out so that I can actually do what I need to do here. Because when I fire up that Bauer, it's gonna throw stuff everywhere. It's gonna be a nasty mess in here. But it's gonna look really good when it's done, I think. So, anyways, that's where we're at, guys. It's gonna be an interesting one. Stay tuned. We'll bring it all to you. Let's see in a minute. All right, guys. So these are the sway bar end links that I took off. You see where the point of failure is there. Same there. Torn boots. They were pretty shot. So this is the new one. It's a little beefier, a little better. Got the Zerk fittings in it. So this one's going in, driver's side, new tires. Ron's already got the passenger side buttoned up over there. And we are rocking over here. So just wanted to show you this. It's just another deal. If you guys go to do these, Allen wrench goes inside of here and an actual wrench. So be ready for that. Don't just try to break it free. So it's gonna be a challenge. Anywho's, I'll be back. Hey guys, welcome back. All right, so show you where we're at here. We're making a huge mess, but we've got one side. Now, mind you, it's dirty, but we've got one side of Mater's frame down to bare metal here, and it's coming along really well. Really happy with it. Still have to go back and do areas like this with other tools, but so far so good. We also have this rear cross member looking good here, and on the back side it really cleaned up well. So what we're doing right now is actually, we're live right now, so some of you guys are gonna watch this twice right over there, but we're gonna start in the back. I just switched out my drum on the Bauer, and we're gonna start right here and work our way down this frame rail, and then we'll come back and hit the two cross members and flip this pig over and do the top. And hopefully that'll go pretty quick, and hopefully we have enough drum left, and yeah, it should be looking pretty good. Then we get into the difficult part of getting into the C channel here and all of these little grooves, and just there's a lot of work there. But good news, we don't have to do anything with that cross member, and we don't have to do anything with that cross member, because that one gets replaced and that one gets cut out. So should be looking pretty good here. So stay tuned, guys. I'll bring you back here in a little bit, show you what we got going on. Nothing really happening on the Mini Cooper right now. Maybe later I might drain the oil and pull the pan. Figure out changing the oil on the tracks. That's about where we're at. So this is just a nasty job. So I gotta have the garage door shut. It's loud and nasty. So should be interesting. Stay tuned, guys. We'll be back in a second. Okay, guys, here's where we are at currently. We're wrapping up for the night. I got both frame rails done, except for the inside and the actual top. So right now the frame is upside down. I still need to go around this with a right angle and clean up some areas that I couldn't get to with the Bauer. Some of this stuff in here, all this, same with this, in and around that, you know, inside this channel here, and then, you know, all the cross members. But then I got to get into the inside of the frame, all of this, and that is just, it might go easy, it might totally suck. I'm not sure how that's gonna go, so we'll see where that ends up. But again, not touching this cross member, also not touching the rear cross member here, because for the simple reason of this one, it gets replaced with one from Hyatt, and this one also gets replaced with a Mustang 2 from Hyatt cross member, which will go somewhere in this general world. So not too bad. We have made the decision not to weld up all the holes. Just no reason to do it, really. The holes that I really cared about taking care of were these here, where somebody had torched, which Ron welded up yesterday. But really right now the goal is just get it down to bare metal, OSPO metal condition it, and then get some epoxy primer on it, and wait for parts. And that's kind of the idea. Now we will probably grind these off here, and those off there, those 4 rivets and the ones on the bottom, to be able to remove this cross member, or drill those holes out to 1/2 inch like it says in the directions from Hyatt for the rear 4-bar and coilovers, and we'll just bolt it in with 1/2 inch bolts until we get to that point. That way it's still physically there, but the hard work is done. So it'll just be unbolt it, pull it out, slap the new one in, bolt it in, off you go. So some of those logistical things we're going to go ahead and probably take care of before too long and knock that out. But it really looks good. I mean, it cleaned up pretty well. You know, we're going to have some pitted areas like here where the front shock brackets were and stuff. We'll all metal that. We'll do a little all metaling right here. Clean that up before we prime. Some of the heavier pitted areas we'll probably take care of a little bit, but really not that worried about that too much as I am just getting some primer on this thing. Bare metal and primer. So that's where this is. Cab's looking all pretty over here. Got the doors back in. Again, weird day. Started off kind of wild. 6 a.m. Really, I was out here like, 6, I guess. Working on this Mini Cooper, and it really just took a turn when I found it was going great. I was ready, by 7:30, I was ready to put the valve cover back on it. And I looked over, I don't even know why I looked over, and I realized that the keeper was broke on the timing chain, and I went, oh no, and I found a flashlight and I looked down in and I could see it sitting in there, and I went, here we go, you know. And it's plastic, and it's this car has about 116,000 miles on it, and I'm guessing it's never been done. Doesn't look like it's ever been done, and it's supposed to be done right around 75,000 miles is what Mini calls for. So, which I feel like that's really low. I feel like you should at least get 100,000 out of a timing chain, but you know, whatever. So basically where we're at here is tomorrow, in between working on this, so probably in the morning I'll jack this up, drain the oil. I'm gonna pull the oil pan. I know you're probably thinking I'm nuts, but I'm gonna pull the oil pan. I need to look at the oil pump to see if there's plastic inside of the oil pump, inside of that filter screen that is in there. Odds are there is, and I'm gonna end up replacing the oil pump, the oil pan, because they've stripped out the bolt to the point where it just leaks, and the drain plug. And while I'm there, I might as well and do. I have the valve cover here. It's already got new plugs. I got new coil packs that were in it. So, and I have the valve cover sitting here with the new PCV, oil cap, all those things ready to rock. So really I got to get a oil pump, oil pan, and any of the gaskets or specialty tools or anything that I'm going to need to pull the crank pulley off, pull this cover off on this side over here. I'll probably go ahead and buy a belt since I got to take it off anyway. Get the timing chain set with all the things from Mini, the right one, and the oil pump chain and sprocket as well. I'll do that. If I need an oil pan gasket, if that pan doesn't come with it, we'll get that. It just got expensive, and it became very time consuming is what just happened. So we were so close. But yeah, but I'm glad we caught it. You know, I'm glad we caught it. It needed to be caught because otherwise she would have basically blown up the engine, I think that's what was going to happen next. And it's a good engine. This thing runs like you wouldn't believe. It runs like a scalded dog. It's faster than my old Mini. I can't even believe I'm saying that. I had a 2023 Cooper S. That was the Resolute Edition. And this car will dog walk it down the street. That is no joke. Weird, but it's faster. So kind of wild, but I do like the car. It's not a bad car. It's just got some things. I know the coolant reservoir is cracked. I need a coolant reservoir, and I also need a brake rotor here and probably a set of rear pads. Something weird going on with that brake rotor. It's not wearing even. I got really rough on top and then smooth section about like that on the middle bottom of the rotor. So something's going on there we'll take care of. And I've got a problem here. It looks like somebody put the wrong wiper blade on here. It hits the spoiler. So there's no way that's right. So just things we got to figure out. Stupid stuff. When I drove this to the gas station, other than it blowing oil out of it, out of the valve cover, which I didn't realize, it ran great. Drove great, stopped great, did everything you wanted to do. But knowing that that is broken, the mechanic in me says, don't be an idiot. Just fix it now before you're actually taking it to a machine shop to get the heads redone or putting an engine in this thing. So that's where we're at. But Big Ron did, while I was working on the frame, making an absolute disaster of our garage. He was working on the tracks, getting it ready for our trip to Cincinnati here next week. He got the oil changed, tires rotated. I just reset the oil life light. You know, all the things. Air filter looks good. We're looking really good on this. Checked all the lights and everything, so should be good there. And we also this morning, I think you guys saw a little bit of that. We did the Ford Fusion Titanium 2014 this morning. New set of front tires, and tire store did that really. We popped them off, ran them to the tire store. They called us probably 20 minutes later. We had to go pick them back up. But I put front end or front sway bar end links on it because they were shot. So he's in good shape now. So things are getting done. It's just, you know, they drag us away from this a little bit. Like, it took everything in my power to get here. Because realistically, what I probably should have been doing is not take this to bare metal, but pull the oil pan on this and figure out what the hell I needed to order to get the parts here. But we'll do that tomorrow. Yeah, it is what it is. So, but our frame is starting to look pretty. Really happy with that. So stay tuned, guys. Tomorrow we'll be back on the frame, back on the Mini. I'll be able to show you all the carnage of that thing, and that'll be interesting. And we'll start going through the Mini, so getting that going. But really happy with this so far. Now it's just it's gonna be the dog days of just sitting on my knees here or in a chair in there trying to just grind, right? And it might go fast, it might not, I don't know. I do have the floppy paddle discs for the grinder. I got a bunch of these. I got a bunch more in there. I pretty much ate up my drums, my Bauer drums. So I went through 2 drums on this frame, if you were wondering how many it took so far. 2 drums, and you know, it did really good though. I mean, it ate a lot of stuff off of this, so feeling good about it. Just gotta finish it now. So stay tuned for all that. We'll be back tomorrow morning. Appreciate all of you watching. Appreciate all of you that watched the live stream today. That was fantastic. We had I think it was almost 19,000 people watching the live stream, which is pretty cool. And watching me grind paint off the rust off the frame. That's wild to me. But I appreciate all of you. If you're watching this and you haven't already, click the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. That way you guys know when we go live, when we post shorts or videos or anything else, and you guys can get all the updates on this 1958 Chevy Apache and any other crazy project we got going on around here. And yeah, thanks again. We will see you guys in the morning.